Why did you Dennis Peg?
The short answer is he was a monster.
What's the long answer?
Long answer is he had a 45-year reign of terror in our little town of Stillwater, New Jersey. Boys.
Were you one of the boys?
I was.
Tonight, I jumped into TikTok's Darkside and it exposed everything. Welcome back, family. Before the video starts, I just want to thank all my channel members for the support. If you guys are seeing this video right now, it says around 90% of you guys are not subscribed, so smash that subscribe button. Let's go.
A few months ago, a video starts going viral of a man named Michael, who states that he was booked into the MDC Brooklyn facility and he was placed in the same unit as Luigi Mangione. Michael said that Luigi is very nice. He introduces himself. Michael shakes his hand and says, "Yo, it's an honor to meet you." But here's where it's fascinating. Michael says he was asking Luigi of like, "Oh my God, like, are you being treated like a hero in here?" Because that's what people were saying outside. They're like, "Oh, when Luigi goes to prison, at least he will be treated like a hero." That's what a lot of his supporters were saying, or they hope that the inmates are treating him well. They hope that he's maybe higher on the jail hierarchy. And Luigi states that Michael is actually one of the very few people that even, well, Luigi allegedly states that Michael is one of the few people that even knew him coming into this unit. So Michael is like, "What are you talking about? Everyone knows you. Like, your face is a model for Shein." He didn't say that, but you get the vibe. He's like, "What do you mean?" So it is explained that MDC is kind of like a transition gel, meaning people are coming in and out of court hearings from other facilities, and they have not been out in a very long time. So these people, they haven't been keeping up with the news. They haven't been free for a very long time, so they don't really know what's happening. Or these people are fighting their own federal cases and they don't really care. And so lots of people that support Luigi Mangione have been just flooding Michael in the comments, asking him, how's he doing? Is he working in jail? What does he spend his time doing? And which he says that he spends most of his time, like, he always just has like a giant stack of letters next to him, and all day he's just responding to letters. That's pretty much all he does. And he's working in the jail, so he cleans the showers every morning. A lot of netizens, when this video goes viral, their initial confusion was exactly what you expect from the internet. Because Michael is young and, one would say, conventionally attractive. And so all of the comments are writing, "Is this the bad bitch cell block? What's happening?" Other comments are saying, "MDC got a dating app we should be downloading," or others are saying, "What is MDC? Hot guy jail?" People are saying it's 2 for 2, but lest we forget, SBF, Diddy are also held at MDC, so I don't know what you have to say about that. But a lot of people were making a lot of jokes about this.
So most of the comments are worried about the bird, but he's fine. The snake's in trouble though. Meet the Roadrunner. Aside from being Wile E. Coyote's lifetime bully, they're also highly skilled predators. And let me tell ya, they are not picky eaters. They'll eat other birds, small rabbits, squirrels, mice, amphibians, tarantulas, scorpions, or their personal favorite, danger noodles. And not like the regular danger noodles. I'm talking about the spicy ones. Venomous. Oh, and by the way, on a side note, they have no immunity to venom. I aspire to be that brave. But then again, they're literally considered to be snake hunting specialists. First off, they're fast, which you already know that. 26 miles an hour to be exact. They also have a fast reaction speed, about the same as a cat. Cats basically teleport. Makes it nearly impossible for the snake to catch them. But when they catch the snake, they have the natural instinct to grab it by the head and whip that poor soul against everything they can find. It's vicious. Moral of the story, Roadrunner is not who you thought he was. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been a kid show. And as always, follow for more facts.
Dude, he is not lying. If you've ever seen a cat fight, it damn near looks like a Dragon Ball Z episode.
There's really not much you can do in this situation besides hope and pray that you do not become dinner. The video that you guys just watched shows a man that scaled a tree, his bike is down here, and in the background we can hear a very unsettling roar. The camera then gets pointed into the shrubbery below, and right here, just barely visible, we can see a tiger. Now, for context, the guy that uploaded this video is a Malaysian content creator, and he's pretty well known for doing things like supernatural exploration, so a lot of people aren't too sure if this is real. But the claim here is that he was stranded in this tree for hours while the lion was below him, presumably looking for him. Now, there's no way of knowing for sure without the creator, Fahad, coming out and stating whether or not this is real or fake, but I do believe that this is probably more than likely fake, because if the tiger was really trying to get him, they are excellent climbers and it would have had no problem scaling up and nabbing him. Also, given the fact that this guy is an actual content creator, it seems kind of unbelievable that he would find himself in this situation that just perfectly goes along with something that he would post about. A lot of people think that the tiger might be a prop because it's briefly shown in the video and it doesn't appear to be moving, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.
When will he learn that me he cannot slay? Year after year he burned me in this room, lifting your puny shouts of triumph to the stars. But when again he turned your faces to the marketplace, do ye not find me waiting as of old? Fools to dream ye conquer care.
I'm not gonna lie, that's like an average night on Epstein Island.
A dad and his son went missing just randomly for 11 days.
Detroit police confirmed that investigators saw no signs of the boy after searching the home 4 times.
They were on CNN live news, and this is the biggest plot twist. The reporter, she was like, Justin, we found your son.
Charlie, we're getting reports that your son has been found in your basement.
Wait, what? Like, you know, like when men try to watch? Wait, you're not supposed to find him. And then,
Sir?
Oh shit.
Wait. No, he was still living downstairs. Like, yeah. Why did he do that though? I think he just like didn't like his son and he wanted to trap him downstairs.
Oh, God, they brought dogs, everything. Everybody is searched. What? Okay, my son. For anybody to imply that I somehow knew that my son was in the basement, it's absurd and it's wrong. I love my son. I'm glad that he's home. Man, they thought my son was dead, man.
Look. W acting. Oh my God. You know that meme?
Oh my God. Wow.
Yo, someone should get that guy an Oscar. You see how he had the tears in his eyes? Like, that was really good acting, I'm not gonna lie.
Never stand underneath quarry stones.
Call me crazy, call me a doubter, but I don't believe this guy is holding up this large rock. It's just simply not possible. Okay, I'll drop the sarcasm, but this is another TikTok video that I got tagged in that's really interesting to look at first. It shows this guy standing underneath this wedge cut, acting like he's holding up this large rock. And this video feels super surreal. The proportions are crazy, the angles are nuts, it makes you feel like you're an ant. Now, provided that the original video I got tagged in is not AI, the first thing my mind goes to is that it's more than likely a rock quarry. Specifically, I think more than likely it's a large granite quarry. When they cut granite, they usually do it in these square shapes. They make sure that everything is really uniform. And looking at how this is set up and cut, more than likely they're going to be getting rid of this large piece here and using it as a construction material like countertops, landscaping, statues, etc. You guys get the point. Those worried about this guy getting crushed, he is not at risk of that happening. This whole entire thing is connected here, and it's not just going to slough off the side of the other wall.
This girl, Patricia Stalling, was wrongfully convicted of murdering her own son because of her DNA. What? I know it sounds weird, but just listen to this. In 1989, this woman, Patricia, took her son, Ryan, to the hospital because he was feeling a little sick. He was throwing up and everything. While he was at the hospital, doctors noticed something in this kid's blood that was almost like he's gotten poisoned by something. His mom comes to visit him one day, literally like a couple of days after his mom visited him, the little boy dies. The doctors go and check, and it's almost he's been poisoned by antifreeze.
What?
That's what the doctors come to the conclusion of. That he has some type of chemical in him that is the same chemical that's found in antifreeze. They arrest his mom, send her to jail.
Whoa. So
Because they claim that she poisoned her baby with antifreeze. So she's in jail for like a couple years. In 1991, while she's in jail, she gets pregnant again. She then gives birth to her next son. His name was David. Right after she gives birth to him, the Daniel take her baby away, like right away. And they put the baby in foster care. So mind you, this baby has had no contact with his mother at all. He gets sick after a couple months after he's born. The same sickness that his brother.
While she's locked up.
While she's locked up. So there's no way that she could poison him with antifreeze.
Yeah.
A biologist who works at some university heard about the story. So he ends up getting blood from Ryan, the kid who died at first, and compares it to the blood of David, the new kid who's sick as well.
Yeah.
He finds that there is this weird chemical that's inside both of their blood. That same chemical is inside the mother, Patricia.
Whoa.
It's just something that her body naturally produces. After all this comes out, they release her from jail after being in there for like 2-3 years.
Whoa, bro. That is so crazy. Shout out to that biologist, though.
Nah, for real.
Shout out to bro for even caring about the case and thinking like,
bro.
you know, maybe I should try to see what's good with this because that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if they wrongly convict you like that, you should be able to sue or something, right? Like, I'm not too sure. Hopefully she got some sort of like compensation for that, because 2 to 3 years is still a lot of time gone, dude.
I have another game that might freak you out.
What?
It was named the most dangerous one to play with your friends.
Why?
It's called the Cup Game. It's like a Mexican Ouija board. Records where 5 teens from Argentina did this in 2015, and all of them their own life after doing this ritual.
Damn.
Yeah. They try to get like police involved in the case, right?
Yeah.
The priest, Lily said, it wasn't no like mental thing. It was just because they played that game. All you need to play the game, one piece of paper, yes or no, like a bootleg Ouija board.
Yeah.
Except with a glass cup, right? Hands on it, say something, and then the glass cup would move on its own.
Towards.
Yes, no, or like any letters, or it will start spelling it. There was a video of these 3 girls. And they didn't bag that it moved first. Look, they're all arguing.
Yeah.
They walk away because they're not taking it serious. Let's start off correct and stuff like that. Let's continue. Let's go.
Ooh!
Yeah. So they kept doing.
You see the back? You see the back?
Yeah. They keep moving it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's moving. Dummy, I'm not lying. So, but watch. Hold on. The curtain is moving.
Ooh!
Man, I don't know. I feel like that video was low-key kind of fake.
So if you have any doubt about these ice cream truck stories, this next story will have you saying to yourself, what the heck is going on? So a creator on this app went to get gas after work. It was late at night. The gas station was about as empty as it can get, as you would expect. And an ice cream truck popped up and parked right next to her. Meanwhile, there are a ton of other open pumps. Take a look at this video.
I get off work, there's nobody else, right? Every slot is open. Tell me why this damn ice cream truck gets gas right freaking beside me. In every slot, even every single one behind me is open.
Now the question that you should be asking, just like everybody else is asking, look at all of those open pumps right behind her. But yet, the ice cream truck pulls up right behind her and is not even getting gas, just sitting there with the ice cream music playing. With all of these missing children being reported in Virginia, this video was recorded in Virginia. Now, the crazy part about it is, once she posted this video, she didn't post for a few days, leaving people that follow her account assuming that she was abducted by the ice cream truck. So once again, my question to you is, with all of the crazy stuff that's been going on in Virginia, what is going on in this video? Why is this ice cream truck sitting directly behind her as she's getting gas? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
I mean, obviously I'm going to swim in this for $1 million. It doesn't really matter how claustrophobic I am. This is an older video posted to TikTok that shows this guy opening up this tank containing water. The question is posed whether or not you could swim in this, and while this is kind of an interesting hypothetical, there was something that more people were fixated on than how creepy this was. It's the fact that there are no baffins inside of this tank. Now, I'll be honest with you right out of the gate, this information I'm about to tell you is not going to be useful at all unless you drive these tanks. But basically, if you've ever wondered what the inside of a truck tank that holds liquid looks like, it looks like this most of the time. You have these things known as baffins that prevent the liquid inside from sloshing back and forth too much and making the trailer unstable. The tank this guy was showing in this video is known as a smoothbore tank, and these are usually used for goods that people consume, like milk. That way it's easier to clean and it's more sanitary. Again, I'm sorry guys, this information was probably super random, but it's something that I thought was pretty interesting.
2019, 16-year-old Christine Salawan was sitting in church when she got a text that made her smile. It was from a guy she'd been talking to online for a few weeks. He asked if she wanted to finally meet after church. Excited, Christine said yes. Later that day, she went to the meeting spot, but the boy wasn't there. Instead, an older man approached her and said he was the guy's chauffeur, sent to pick her up. Christine followed him, completely unaware of what was about to happen. He drove her to a remote, empty lot, and there, everything took a horrifying turn. And to make the crime even more disturbing, possibly to hide her identity, her body was found the next day, and the case shocked the entire country. Investigators discovered that the boy Christine had been talking to never existed. The online account was fake, created to lure her into a trap. Multiple suspects were questioned, including people close to Christine, and while arrests were made, the full truth about who exactly planned and carried out the murder still raises questions to this day.
Things that us humans weren't meant to see. The first motion picture ever recorded, 1888. You can see a few people dancing around in a garden as they became the first humans ever caught moving on film. This clip is the oldest ever moment of living people captured in real time and was only a few seconds long, but it changed everything. The underwater nuclear explosion, 1946. You can see a terrifying column of water shooting hundreds of feet into the sky as the bomb detonated beneath the ocean. Ships nearby were instantly crushed and swallowed by the deadly shockwave. The water boiled and exploded, creating a monstrous bubble of radioactive steam. The oldest ever photograph of a tornado, taken on April 26, 1884. You are looking at a storm how it looked in real time 141 years ago. The very first photograph ever taken in history, taken in 1826, this photograph is the furthest back we will ever be able to see, showing us a snapshot from almost 200 years ago. It was recently restored by using artificial intelligence, and this was the result.
Bro, the fish that were close to that nuclear bomb underwater, they literally got evaporated. Evaporated. RIP any creature that was in that area that day.
Brain glitches iceberg. First up, we got deja vu. This is just the haunting sense that you've lived that exact moment before. Sleep paralysis. This is just whenever you're fully awake but you can't move. It's like your brain wakes up before your body does and you're kind of stuck between sleep and awake. Sometimes people experience hallucinations during this and they often misinterpret this for like paranormal events. Frequency illusion. This is whenever you learn something new and then you just see it everywhere. Scientists think this is caused by selective attention and cognitive biases. Doorway effect. This is whenever you walk through a doorway or into another room and then you completely forget what you're doing. So this has actually been studied through scientific experiments, and while they're not completely sure the reason for this exactly, the studies that they have done have made them think this is some sort of primitive survival mechanism where your brain basically wipes the memory you just had so that you stay alert to new predators in the new environment that you just entered. Jamais vu. So this is the opposite of deja vu. This is whenever familiar things suddenly feel alien. This is often triggered by repetition or fatigue, like writing a word over and over again until it looks wrong. Ideomotor effect. So this is whenever your body moves without you realizing it because of a thought or expectation. Examples of this are like whenever people play with Ouija boards, or whenever people do things like the dowsing rod, which is where people take like sticks or pieces of wire and then they try to use them to find things like water underneath the ground, but in reality, your brain is causing involuntary muscle responses that are caused by some sort of outcome that you want to happen. Presque-vu. So this is a phenomenon where you feel like you're just about to remember something, but then you don't. As if you're about to have some sort of huge realization or memory or breakthrough, but for some reason you never fully remember it. As if there is a memory loading screen that is frozen at 99%. Paris syndrome. So this is a phenomenon where tourists, overwhelmingly Japanese tourists, visit Paris and have such a high expectation for it that when they get there, they are so disappointed that they get physically sick and they feel dizzy and sometimes they throw up. And they can even experience things like delusion or even hallucinations. And basically, people go to Paris and it's so bad that they freak out. This kind of goes to show that emotions truly can affect you physically, and that's kind of crazy. And anyways, I love my brain.
Bro, who's going to Paris then getting disappointed and physically feeling ill? That is insane, dude.
Will be the first ever recorded on videotape. A tape that shows Maurice's face changing from this to this. Theo's skin seems to bubble. A deep crack has opened on his forehead.
There's a split on the left side of the head, which widens, opens up. The eyes look like a serpent.
How many are you?
All of a sudden, his eyes rolled up in his head, and his head went down. He collapsed, and within a few minutes, he came to.
Do you remember how many times you, or do you only know from what's been told?
Only from what I've been told.
Initially, when you were first arrested, I think there was questions of maybe there is an insanity plea, maybe there are all these other things. And one report reads, the most outstanding clinical feature was the absence of any significant overt psychopathology. So does that mean that some psychiatrists were confused because you didn't strike them as a psychopath or someone that just kills out of nowhere?
Right. They didn't find anything psychologically wrong with me to do what I did.
You Dennis Pegg.
I did.
Reports say you...
Yes.
You spit on his bed.
Yes.
And you drove off with a hole in your hand.
Correct.
And then you were arrested, and psychiatrists say that they found nothing wrong with you.
Correct.
And so technically you don't regret it.
No.
And everyone in town, while you're in jail waiting for a trial, a plea deal, waiting for whatever fate has in store, everyone in town has Free Clark stickers on their cars. People are writing articles. People are selling bumper stickers that say Free Clark.
They were everywhere instantly, like in less than a week's time.
Why did you kill Dennis Pegg?
The short answer is he was a monster.
What's the long answer?
The long answer is he had a 45-year reign of terror in our little town of Stillwater, New Jersey. Boys.
Were you one of the boys?
I was.
Bro, what? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Parents found out their kid, he was a wanted killer.
Wanted? Okay.
Did you hear about the Brandon Risinger case?
Oh,
so
shit.
This guy, he was best friends with this kid since they were like elementary school. One night they went out and his friend, he's a lightweight when it comes to drinking.
Oh, okay.
So he can't handle his alcohol. This is what he told police. They drank a lot, and he said this, red wine. And that's for later because his plan, it needed that information. What he told police was when he drank that red wine, went upstairs, throwing up, and got over the floor. So red wine on the floor.
Oh.
He ended up going to sleep, and when he woke up, he was gone. And the car was gone.
Okay.
They ended up finding his car in a ditch.
Where was he?
They couldn't find him. So the police are at his house investigating and asking all these questions. The police go upstairs and they're trying to look for evidence and clues like where this guy could have went. And they tried to go into the room that the victim was staying in. The door was locked. So he let the police into the room, and right away, on the floor,
wide, man.
you could see red stains. And they saw there's like powder on top trying to clean it. Now, it's not red because of the line.
Why is it red?
It's because it was blood, bro. Oh, it's blood this whole time.
Oh, what?
So Leash like, yo, this is something serious. We have the kid literally right here in the house. We're gonna need backup. They go to confront him, and bro runs out the crib, hops fences, runs away. Gone. So this what happened. The father of that kid,
This woman named Ellie Lobel, she came down with this mysterious illness. Doctors didn't even know what the illness was. She was just like fatigued for years and years. She just always felt terrible, and it started affecting her career. And then actually she got this like horrible divorce with her husband. And so she decided, enough is enough. It's time for me to die. So she actually hired an end of life care person because doctors had told her that your organs are actually starting to shut down. And frankly, if you were to kind of mentally let go, there's a pretty good chance your body would shut down. So she thought, I'll go to an Airbnb in a beautiful part of California, and I will literally just stay in the house until I die. For 3 days, she laid in that bed and she didn't die. And she decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go take a quick walk and then come back and die. They're walking down the sidewalk, and on their side is this beautiful field of flowers. But as she's staring at this field, she begins to hear a buzzing sound, and she looks above her and she sees there's a bee over her head. This bee was an African killer bee, and it came down and began stinging her. And a whole swarm came over to Ellie, and they stung her over and hundreds of times. And so Ellie, now she's thinking, I'm gonna die. It's whatever's going on with me or the bee stings. But 3 more days go by and she doesn't die. And in fact, she actually begins to feel better. For the first time in like 15 years, she's like, what's going on here? Well, it turns out right before Ellie got sick, she had gone out for a hike, and she had noticed she had this little mark on the inside of her thigh. She figured it was a bug bite, didn't think much of it, but it turned out she got bit by a tick that had Lyme disease. And when they bite you, they leave a very distinctive mark that looks like a bullseye. And it stood out to her at the time that she had this kind of bullseye looking mark on her leg, but she just didn't put it together. It would turn out she had Lyme disease. That was the thing that was affecting her for those 15 years. And she does some research about bee stings. And she discovered an obscure study done in the 1990s in Australia about the toxin in African killer bees and its effects on Lyme disease patients. And they made this hypothesis that a certain amount of bee stings from African killer bees, in theory, could cure Lyme disease, but it was an unethical study, and they couldn't do it because it would involve swarming killer bees on a critically ill Lyme disease patient. But Ellie Lobel unintentionally conducted the experiment on herself, and it completely cured her Lyme disease. 100% healthy now. She tours the world talking about the positive effects of getting stung by bees. Dude, crazy, right?
Yeah, that was definitely God, bro. I'll be honest, because sometimes I'll be walking and there'll be bees or wasps, and they generally don't bother me. That also reminds me of how they say that certain types of snake venom can actually also kill cancer.
In the moonlight. Way down along the street, how sweet it would seem once more just to dream in the silvery moonlight. My honey, I know with the dawn that you will be gone, but tonight you belong to me, just a little old me.
Did you know Subway Surfers isn't just a game? It's said to be the story of a boy whose life ended too soon. The legend begins with Jake, a free spirit who loved skateboarding, graffiti, and adventure. He spent his days spraying colorful art, running through train yards, and living with endless energy. But one night, tragedy struck. While painting on a train, Jake slipped onto the tracks, and in an instant, he was gone. His father was shattered. To cope with the loss, he created Subway Surfers as a tribute, a world where Jake could keep running forever, spray can in hand, alive and free. But here's the detail most overlook. The guard in the game isn't a villain. In the story, he was a man who saw Jake that night, chasing only to save him. Sadly, he couldn't reach him in time. Every run in Subway Surfers isn't just gameplay. It's a father keeping his son's spirit alive. So the question is, when you play, are you escaping for fun or reliving Jake's final moments?
2004, a college student named Maura Murray was driving through a remote forested area when her car suddenly slid into a snowbank. Stranded, she got out and called a tow truck. While waiting, she heard unsettling noises coming from the woods, but brushed them off, trying to stay calm. A few minutes go by when a passing motorcyclist stopped to offer assistance, but Maura declined, explaining that help was already on the way. Concerned for her safety, the man still called the police. Before leaving, the man mentioned he had somewhere to be and wished her luck. 10 minutes later, when officers arrived, they found her car abandoned, but Maura had vanished without a trace. Despite an extensive search, no sign of her was ever discovered. To this day, her disappearance remains an unsolved mystery, sparking countless theories. Some believe she was kidnapped, while others suggest she may have run away to start a new life. What do you think happened to Maura?
I'm not gonna lie, I think she definitely got like swiped up.
You can't have that jet. I got it. Yeah. Let me make you real mad. Got two of them. Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business. But there's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the door.
Why do you need a $54 million private jet?
We're not doing any kind of interviews right now. I'm in the book.
I'd just like to know why you need a keep your hands off me.
1,000 online to give this. If I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
You said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
Now, this is who the real demon is. Now, do you guys see the common theme here? These people are the greatest con artists of all time. If you've been brainwashed to believe that God requires your paycheck, then I don't know what to tell you. You don't have a connection with God. And these people clearly don't give a flying F about any of you people. So you know, the working class that worship these people, that slave in their 9-to-5s all day and donate all their money, this is the houses that these pastors live in. How could you possibly see this and be okay with this and say, yeah, take my money in the name of God and Jesus Christ? Come on. By the way, all these multi-million-dollar estates that these pastors live on, they're all tax-free. It's so funny. Stop getting scammed by these people. Stop getting played by the system. This is not what God wants. Trust me. God actually lies within each and every one of us. It doesn't require you to give up your paycheck, you to go to some place to worship. It just requires you to look inwards. And this can happen anywhere with no money involved. Just keep that in mind. Peace and love.
Be closer with God definitely does not require to pay anybody any money. Like literally, you don't have to give a cent to anybody to be qualified in God's eyes.
This is a very bizarre story, so I'm going to try to break this down as best I can in 1 minute. This slideshow has 3 different images. The first one shows a medical professional by the name of Neil Hopper. The second image shows Neil Hopper, now clearly an amputee. And the final image shows his mugshot, which indicates a twist in this case. For context, back in 2019, Neil Hopper, a vascular surgeon, had his legs removed after allegedly having sepsis that came on immediately. Instead of this just being an unlucky break for Neil though, this was actually done on purpose by himself. It's thought that he placed his legs into dry ice so that they would freeze and die. This was for 2 reasons. Number 1, insurance fraud, but number 2, possibly more concerning, this was a fetishized thing for him. In 2023, Neil was arrested, and after quite some time, he was given 2 years, 8 months behind bars. Neil also states that he does not regret having his legs removed. However, he does regret being dishonest about why they were removed in the first place. Just a very odd story overall.
Nicki Minaj allegedly hired someone to keep her sober for the next week.
because she is set to do a speech for the UN about Christians in Nigeria. And we've discussed her alleged substance abuse habits in the past, and it looks like now she can't stop on her own. And the blind item reads, this foreign-born former A-plus list rapper apparently has someone assigned to her this week just to keep her sober long enough to deliver a major speech. And again, this is allegedly Nicki Minaj hiring someone to keep her sober for her UN speech. And the related headline reads, Nicki Minaj to spotlight plight of Nigerian Christians in UN speech arranged by White House. The rapper is set to give a speech on Tuesday after supporting Trump's post condemning Nigerian government. The rapper will work with the White House to highlight claims of Christian persecution in Nigeria. She plans to give a speech at the United Nations headquarters in New York on Tuesday, according to a Time journalist who first posted about the collaboration on Sunday. And the speech was arranged by an advisor to Donald Trump. What do you guys think? Is there any truth to this? Comment below and follow me for more celebrity tea.
Nicki did end up doing a speech at the UN, and a lot of people had to criticize it. Like I heard, like a lot of people were actually actively hating on it. And I'm gonna put it in towards the end of what I'm about to say. I feel like Nicki Minaj the type of girl to like have someone tell her, you're like, yo, every time I want to do something, just make me stop, okay? Then they actively try to help her and tell her like, yo, stop, you don't need it, you can do this. And then she gets actively mad at them and start like cursing them out and like firing them and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. I know way too many people like that.
Barbs, I know you're somewhere listening. I love you so very much. You have been the ultimate light in my life and career for so long. I appreciate you, and I want to make it very clear once again that this isn't about taking sides. This is about standing up in the face of injustice. I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion, like I recently stated on social media. And we don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other.
Thank you all for watching this here.